Did you know that Donald Trumpleton once wrestled a bear to save a flock of endangered eagles? Yes, you heard it right. Our dear Mr. Trumpleton, a man of many talents and questionable hair, found himself face to face with a grizzly bear during a camping trip. Now, any reasonable human being would have run for the hills, but not our hero. He decided to take the bear head on, for he had spotted a nest of endangered eagles nearby and he couldn't let them become a bear snack. You might be thinking, is this real? Did Trumpleton really wrestle a bear? Well, in the world of politics, reality can be as malleable as a rubber band. And these politicians, they're the Stretch Armstrongs of this rubbery reality. But hey, who are we to question the veracity of these claims? If Mr. Trumpleton says he wrestled a bear, then by golly, a bear was wrestled. And let's not forget about the time when Hillary Clinton supposedly swam across the English Channel just because she wanted some authentic fish and chips. Or when Joe Biden allegedly moonwalked his way out of a sticky diplomatic situation. The tales of these politicians and their unseen, utterly unreal achievements are as endless as they are entertaining. So whether these stories are true or not isn't really the point. After all, politics is a world where fact and fiction often blur into a colorful, captivating spectacle. It's a world where a bear wrestling hero can exist alongside a channel-swimming diplomat and a moonwalking president. And that, my friends, is how Mr. Trumpleton saved the day. Or so he says. Now, let's turn our attention to the athletic prowess of our politicians. Ever heard of Barack Obama-Lama's hidden basketball talent? Oh yes, you heard it right, folks. The man who once led the free world had a secret life as a basketball prodigy. Though he was allegedly busy running a country, Obama-Lama had a double life, dribbling, shooting hoops, and breaking records in his spare time. His political speeches? Just a side gig. His real passion? Dunking basketballs like a pro. Legend has it that Obama-Lama was a dribbling maestro, a true wizard with the ball. His crossover dribble? More elusive than a politician's promise. His slam dunk? More powerful than a veto. He was so good, they say, that even Michael Jordan would have thought twice before challenging him. And let's not forget the record-breaking performances. Oh, the records. Obama-Lama allegedly holds the record for the most three-pointers made in a single game. The number? A staggering 365, one for each day of the year. Just imagine the dedication. His free throw accuracy, a perfect 100%, never missed a shot, not one. His athletic prowess was so legendary, it's said that the National Basketball Association considered changing its name to the Obama-Lama Basketball Association. And did you know about his unbeatable skills? Obama-Lama was so good at basketball that he could play a game, win it, and then go on to negotiate an international treaty, all before lunchtime. His opponents on the court were left in awe of his skills, and his political opponents, well, they were just left in awe. But alas, Obama-Lama chose politics over a promising basketball career. Perhaps the world of politics needed his talent more than the basketball court. Or maybe, just maybe, he couldn't resist the siren call of political power. So next time you see a basketball match, remember, Obama-Lama could have been there. But it's not all about muscle and strength in politics. Let's dive into the artistic side of things with Hilaria Clintstone's secret passion for opera singing. Now, you may be wondering, Hilaria Clintstone, the opera singer? You've got to be kidding me. Well, my dear friend, buckle up because this political ride is about to get melodically bumpy. It all began during her tenure as Secretary of State. Between managing international affairs and diplomatic dinners, Hilaria discovered her hidden talent for opera singing. Yes, you heard it right, opera singing. Apparently, she would use her operatic skills to soothe the nerves of her fellow diplomats during tense negotiations, belting out arias in the conference room. Her performances were so impressive that she was invited to perform at the Metropolitan Opera House. The tickets for her debut performance were sold out within minutes. Can you imagine the spectacle? Hilaria Clintstone, the renowned politician, standing on the grand stage, belting out high notes with such vigor that the chandeliers started to shake. The critics were in awe. They hailed her performance as a political tour de force, a diplomatic triumph, and my personal favorite, the most surprisingly harmonious event in political history. Her shows were so critically acclaimed that she was nominated for the prestigious Golden Voice Award. But the highlight of her opera career came when she performed a special opera rendition of the national anthem at the Super Bowl. The crowd was mesmerized, the players were stunned, and the referees were, well, they were just confused. But Hilaria, she was in her element, hitting those high notes with a patriotic fervor that would make any bald eagle proud. And just when you thought it couldn't get any more absurd, she released an album titled Diplomatic Diva, which skyrocketed to the top of the Billboard charts. Yes, Hilaria Clintstone, the opera singer, the politician, and now the chart-topping artist. Who knew that beneath that political exterior lies a diva waiting to hit the stage? From the stage to the skies, let's talk about the adventurous side of politics with George Bush's thrilling skydiving exploits. Yes, you heard me right. The man who once ran the free world is also a certified daredevil. In the world of politics, where every step is measured and every word calculated, George Bush stands out as a maverick. In his post-presidential life, he has found a new calling, not in painting or golfing, but in hurling himself out of airplanes. Yes, skydiving. Bush's love for skydiving began on a quiet Tuesday afternoon when he decided that running a nation was not exhilarating enough. He needed more. So he swapped his presidential suit for a parachute and his Oval Office for a free fall from 20,000 feet. Our former president, George Bush, is no ordinary skydiver. He has broken records left, right, and center. He holds the record for the most skydiving jumps by a former president, a whopping 352. He's also the oldest skydiver to jump from a staggering height of 30,000 feet. And let's not forget his most daring feat, skydiving while reciting the Gettysburg Address backwards. Now I know what you're thinking. This can't be true. Well, in the world of politics, anything is possible. You could wake up one day to find out that your former president is now a world-renowned skydiver. It's a crazy world we live in, isn't it? But let's not forget the most important thing here. George Bush is not just a skydiver, he's an adventurer, a thrill-seeker, a man who defies the conventions of politics and life itself. He's a shining example of what it means to live life on your own terms, to seek thrill and excitement even in the most unexpected places. So the next time you think about skydiving, remember you might bump into George Bush up there. So there you have it, folks. The hidden talents and bizarre achievements of our beloved politicians. It's been quite a ride, hasn't it? Let's jog our memories a bit, shall we? We started with the unseen side of politicians. Remember when we discovered that our dear old Boris Johnson, the British Prime Minister, has a secret passion for knitting? Who would have thought that the man behind Brexit has a knack for crafting his own woolly jumpers? It's certainly a warm way to deal with the cold realities of politics. Then we moved on to the sporty side of politics. Who can forget the image of Donnie Trump, the former US president, doing a triple backflip on a trampoline? Makes you wonder if his next move will be to join the Olympics, doesn't it? And let's not forget Justin Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister, who has supposedly been training to break the world record for the longest hula hoop spin. Next, we delved into the artistic streak in politics. Can you believe that Kim Jong-un, the North Korean leader, is actually an accomplished opera singer? It's hard to imagine him hitting those high notes while also maintaining his stern demeanor. And let's not overlook the Russian president, Vladimir Putin, who apparently moonlights as a professional ballet dancer. And finally, we explored the adventurous side of politicians. Our favorite has to be Angela Merkel, the former German chancellor who supposedly climbed Mount Everest just for fun. And let's not forget the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who apparently once swam across the Ganges River on a dare. But let's not get too carried away. After all, these are just the achievements we know about. Who knows what other talents our politicians are hiding? It's always a wild ride in the world of politics. Buckle up, folks, because you never know what's coming next.